Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you. Coach David here. I'm seeing many familiar faces. Raise your hand if you were not here at the virtual clinic on either Tuesday or Thursday. Okay, so most of you guys were here. That's going to make things a lot easier. All right, we're going to get right into today. Before I start, I want to tell you I'm excited to be out here. I'm excited for you guys to be coaching your boys this season. You guys are having an awesome time. These kids need you to show up and bring the fun and positivity every single day, and I know you guys will do just that. I did mention I am a product of Alpine Little League myself, product of some really good coaches. I'm here standing before you today because I had some great examples when I was growing up of what it meant to be a positive coach. Coach George, quick intro.
So I'm Coach George. Nice to meet everybody here. So I have coached at 3 different colleges for Division II in California. I am currently the head coach at Prospect High School for their varsity team. And I'm here to have a good time and help everybody out. Hopefully we have a great season this year.
Cool. All right, before we get started, there are sanitizers along the fence right here. As you can see, they are zip tied. Please make sure that we sanitize between before and after each activity. We do have some water bottles over there. We got bathrooms in the corner right there, obviously one at a time. It's a porta potty. And we're going to stop at 8:30 today, hard stop, but then I'm going to stay here up to 30 minutes after to answer questions, go through a few extra details, such as pitching, catching, some things that we're just not going to have time for today. Now we're going to get into it. Again, I'm going to be following the outline that you have here, so if you'd like to add detail to it, you can. You're going to get a whole bunch of drills and things to work on today in a very short amount of time. First things first, practice setup. As you can see here, we are set up as you guys arrive. We had music playing. That sort of takes the edge off. It gets the kids kind of loose. It's fun. At a bare minimum, what you want to have set up, I'm going to take this down for a moment if you don't mind. At a bare minimum, what you want to have set up as kids arrive is your campfire circles. You can see them. They're right there on spray paint. They're a little faded right there. There's ones right there. I would recommend spray painting them 6 feet apart. As the kids arrive, you can either have them get right to the campfire circle, but more often than not, I'm going to have them just start throwing if they get here a little bit early, and then we send them right to the campfire circle. You definitely want all your cones set up down the line, 10, 15 feet apart. You can put balls on the cones so that when kids get here, they can go right to the cones and they're distanced to start throwing. Obviously, you want to bring your sanitizers every day, spread them along the fence. You want to set up your bases. I always like to have a bow net set up. You're going to wind up using it either for hitting drills, for kids to throw into, as a backstop. Those things take about a minute and a half or two to set up. They work really well. They last a while. Lastly, yes, you want the campfire circles, you want the cones for throwing, but you also want your drills set up ahead of time also. If we want to keep the kids physically distant and not messing around from drill to drill, we need to make sure that we can flow from drill to drill without having to set up anything. When we set up things, they tend to get a little squirrely, and that's when things go awry. So you can see we have our drills set up so that we can go right from throwing to drills after the first 30 minutes. Campfire. It's just the personal thing that I like to do. I like to give the kids a chance to talk, a chance to laugh, a time to be kids, because we're about to ask them to focus up for an hour and a half. So when are they going to have the time to laugh and socialize and just be silly? Well, the campfire is the perfect place to do it. Some things that really work. Duck, duck, goose. It's active, it's fun, it's cool, they like it. Simon Says, 1 sentence story. I'll start a story. The kids go around, they add to it 1 sentence at a time. You will have kids with stomachs hurting because they're laughing so hard every time. 2 truths and a lie. Stand up, you say 2 truths and 1 thing that's false. Everybody else has to guess what's false. We're getting to know each other. We're getting common ground. Kids are finding commonalities. Peaks and pits. Share something, the peak of your life, the peak of your last week, or the hardship of your life. I know that's deep stuff, but we do that at the high school level, we do it at the youth level, and it really works. You can also pose a deep question. Hey, what did we do great last game? What do we want to work on at practice today? What do we need to do to get better? And you can go around and share. Again, 3 to 5 minutes. It's also a great time to talk about life lessons. Maybe you have a lesson of the day. Process, friendship, body language, integrity, work ethic. All those things are good things to go over. So after that, after they get to their campfire, then I like to have them do a base running warm-up. Hey boys, I'm gonna have you come right over here. We're gonna have you go through it in just a moment. Under base running at the 10-minute mark right here, there's a whole bunch of different possibilities. I would recommend working on 1 to 2 every day as your warm-up instead of having them run and touch the foul pole or anything like that. Let's just have them run bases. Running bases is something that typically does get overlooked a little bit, but if you just do a little bit every day, it really makes a difference. So the basics of it is you can run hard through first. That's just the ball to the infield. Doubles, triples, first to thirds, second to homes. And I like to teach them about hitting home runs and how to have a fun home run trot. It's pretty cool. Kids enjoy it. There's also drills that force the kids to think on their feet. We're going to go through that right now. I'm just going to show you a few. So boys, here's what we're going to do. You're going to take a practice swing right here. You're going to run hard through first base. If I drop the ball, that's going to emulate what would happen if the first baseman missed it. Now, what happens if the first baseman misses the ball? You go to second, right? So what we're going to do, hard through first base, front of the bag. I'm going to demonstrate it real quick. Take a swing, hard peek, hard through the front of the bag, break down. We peek to our right, boys. Why do we peek to our right? If the ball goes by you, you want to go to second base, all right? If the ball's not dropped, you guys are just going to return here, all right? Let's go one at a time. When the guy in front of you, George, will you put that cone right here? When the guy in front of you gets to this cone, I want the next guy to go. The other thing I want you doing at the cone is I want you to peek because we got to find the baseball. All right, here we go, one at a time. Go ahead, take a swing. Go, 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 hard through the front of the bag. Go, 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 go two, go two, go two. Next guy, next guy, next guy, go, go, go. Good, go back, next guy, go, go, go. Good, go, go, move on, move on, move on. I dropped it, go, go, go. Next guy, go. Good. All right, boys, get back to home, back to home. George, go to right field. Next one I like to do, these are called hard turns. When you hit a ball to the outfield, we want to make sure that we are thinking double. We want to get greedy. We don't want to just stop at second. So on this one, this is a ball that's hit to the outfield. You guys are thinking double off the bat. We're going to take our banana curve, touch the front inside part of the bag, and if he bobbles it, what are we doing? We're going to second base. If he fields it cleanly, what do we do? We retreat, all right? We're going to have you go first. Now we're running a banana curve. Other thing I do want to note, see that there is a cone on the base right there. That's intentional because if you have a cone on the base, they can't step on top of the base. They have to step on the front inside part of the base, which is how you want them to step on the base. So I always like to have a cone on top of the base, forces them to find the front inside part. All right, go ahead. Go, go, go. Now, notice that he stopped his feet. We don't want to stop our feet. The only thing that stops his feet is when he catches the baseball cleanly. Go ahead. Good, very nice. Next side, go. Nice. Notice he did not stop his feet right there. These are important. Most kids, this is how you stretch a single into double. Let's go one more. Go, keep going. Good. All right, boys, get back here. Nice job. All right, I want one boy at each base. Go, go, go. One boy at each base, including home plate. George, go to right field. This next one is a camp favorite of mine. As mentioned, we're probably going to need to do a little more explanation of the rules for the kids. They just haven't been watching enough baseball. This one is fun right here. Where's my glove? This is called a tag-up drill. What we're gonna do right here is I'm gonna yell. By the way, can everybody hear me okay? You're gonna yell, I'm gonna yell no outs, 1 outs, or 2 outs. We have 1 guy on each base, get on that base. The goal right here is they're gonna key in on the amount of outs. If it's 2 outs, we know they run on anything. Oh, my voice is going already. 2 outs, we know they run on anything. If it's no outs or 1 out, they gotta tag up, and they're gonna go in, they're gonna try and beat the ball as coach try and throws them out of home plate. See how accurate you are, George? All right, so you're trying to score right here. What's up? I'll use it in a bit. Again, this one's kind of fun, but it's also necessary for teaching them how to tag up. Now, boys, ball goes up in the air. We're going to get off a little bit, but then we're going to get back with less than 2 outs. I want this left foot on the bag, not your right foot, because it's harder to look over our shoulders. Third base, we want our left foot on the bag so we can look over in the sprinter's position. As soon as he catches it, we're off to the races. All right, here we go. Everybody's going to do it together. No outs! No outs! Oh, who's leaving early? Go! Oh, safe! Also a time to work on sliding. Also a fun time to work on sliding. Might be fun to have a coach over here just, boom, just ringing them up if you want. 1 out! 1 out! Tag, go! Good. 2 outs, boys. What do we do on the crack of the bat? 2 outs! Go, 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 go. Good. Nice job. Boys, coming to home. Clap it up for our volunteer boys right here. Nice job. Another favorite of mine, this is more of a fun thing. I would end practice with this, is the base race. Let's say you have 12 kids. You can have 6 at home, 6 at second base. The first team to get all their guys back, so the guy at home, he runs a home run, tags his player, it's his teammate. They do the same thing. First team to get all their guys back and seated wins. It's a great way to get their heart rates up, and I also like to have them pass off a cone so they're not cheating. So the cone is like a baton. Again, it teaches proper angles around the bases, gets their heart rates up, it's fun, it's competitive. Those are a few of my favorite basic base running ones. All right, just a quick note, as we haven't really been stretching. With 90 minutes, I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm not gonna tell you not to. If you do anything, I recommend a dynamic warm-up. I might have George, who's a strength coach, talk about that a little bit because he's a big proponent of more of a dynamic warm-up as well. We're gonna go ahead and move on to catch play. I'm gonna walk you guys through about 20 different catch play skills. Now, one quick thing about catch play, notice it's not throwing warm-ups. We're throwing and playing catch to get better, not just to get loose. It's a skill so that when you guys come to infield, you've actually already worked on infield footwork. You've actually already worked on fly footwork. You've even worked on some pitching. You can do that right there with some flat grounds. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do, not just on the throwing side, but on the receiving end as well during throwing. So what we're gonna do right here is I got some nice new baseballs over there. If you wanna use one of the older ones and you have erratic throws, that's fine. We're gonna spread out all down the line. I'm gonna walk you through some throwing drills with everybody over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. So let's go ahead, let's head out here, get a partner, grab a ball, and we'll start playing some catch. I'll walk you through the progression. When you grip a four-seam grip and you keep your fingers on top, the ball stays true and it stays on line, which is how we want it. So the first drill that we are gonna do right now, I always like to do to start, is the kids, they take 2 or 3 fingers. The younger boys, 6 to 10 or so, they're gonna have 3 fingers. Older boys, they need to start throwing with 2. We're gonna grip that four-seam grip, and Coach George, all we're gonna do is we're gonna do what I call wrist snaps. I usually do this for the first few weeks or so. You want your elbows right here, and boom, you're just flicking the wrist. four seam grip, flicking the wrist, feeling what it's like to have the balls roll off your fingertips. And we do that from about 5 yards away. From about 5 yards away. We're way too far, coming really close. Even with me. And go ahead. And guys on the cones, stay on the cones. Guys in the field area, even with me. Four seam grip. Now, if you start seeing that ball spin off sideways, you know that your fingers are not staying on top. Again, it's not a full throw, it's just a flip of the wrist. Now, one thing to note as you guys do this is you always want to have this guy on the cones, and then I always make sure that I am standing about at the edge of the line right here. As I want people to back up, I back up with them. In between drill progressions, I always say, stop, stop, hold the baseballs, so that they focus in on me and they listen. And now we know that when we teach, we want to learn by doing, but we also got to demonstrate. So every single throwing drill we ever do, you always need to make sure to demonstrate it. You teach it, you demonstrate it, you have them practice it, you offer feedback, you start slow, then you go fast. That's the progression. This next one is going to be, this is how I like to explain it. I need everybody, first off, to back up a few steps, about even with me, maybe another few steps or so about right here. And I want you to jump up, and now your feet, they are in concrete. They cannot move. And I want you to pretend when you jump up and land, it's like you're a sumo wrestler and you just landed out of a plane and you have your feet under you. All right, great. From right there, you're not moving your feet. This is called shoulders facing. What you're gonna do is we're just gonna be right here, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna boom right here, get equal and opposite, and we're gonna freeze for a moment before we throw it. We live in a Fortnite video game generation. We need to talk and communicate in ways that they understand. If you say, hey, I want you to get your front shoulder over like this, like you're looking in your sniper sights in a Fortnite game, they're probably going to get it. So find ways to talk with them and communicate with them in ways that they understand. So again, it's just boom right here, freeze for a moment, and fire. Ready, go, ready, go. Make sure you're equal and opposite. Freeze for a moment, fire. Ready, go. Yep. Keep at an athletic position with your lower half as well. Ready, go, ready, go. Nice wide base, athletic posture. Get that front shoulder closed off all the way, just right here. Most common flaw is kids not getting their front shoulder all the way closed off. Get those sniper sights, looking over that left shoulder. All right, now that you guys have gotten down the ones where you freeze, now put it all together where there's no freeze. There's no freeze. All the way through. No freeze at top, no freeze at the top. Stop, hold the balls, back it up, giant step back, giant step back. All right, next one. This is very much one of the standard drills that I do on a regular basis. Again, we're gonna go ahead, now that we're further back, we're gonna jump up again. This is how I like to teach it with the kids, but now we're gonna be sideways. Guys on this side, your guys are gonna be like you're on a surfboard and you're surfing safari. You guys are also on a surfboard with your left leg, your glove side leg forward. Your feet do not move. These are called rockers. Hand in the middle of the chest, right here. Rocking forward, back, down, around, fire. Ready, go, ready, go. Nice wide base, ready, go. These are perfect for double A's and majors. I do these with high schoolers too. Even professionals will do these. What's that? Yeah, 8-year-olds, perfect. These are perfect. A follow through is okay here. Some don't like a follow through. I'm okay with a follow through with your back leg. Good, giant step backwards. I'm gonna give you a few other ones to do sideways. These are called boxers. These just create a little bit of movement. They keep you light on your feet. Hands in your chest right here, just bouncing around. Boom, set and fire. That's it. That's all there is to it. Ready, go. Ready, go. Now we also want to make sure that we always have a target at the chest. Always be giving your partner a target at the chest. Stop, hold the ball, giant step backwards, giant step backwards. We got a pitching drill that I love, and I like to work it in, come a little closer, George, with our throwing. You can do this with kids as young as 9, I would say 8 or 9. This next one, you're gonna be sideways. You're gonna take your front leg, your left leg. You're gonna wrap it along the back of your leg right here. And what you wanna do is you wanna get planted, and we're gonna lean in a little bit. George, can you do it as I narrate what you're doing? He's wrapping his front leg around his back, and what he's doing is he's gonna lean in, and he wants to lead with his butt cheek. When we pitch, we wanna lead with our butt cheek, and he's getting a little bit of shoulder tilt, staying long as staying closed as long as possible, reaching out and firing. All right, the whole point is to get us to stay closed. This is putting the building blocks in place, the foundation in place to get them to pitch. So again, wrapping that front leg. We'll do a quick demo, George. Ready, go. Ready, go. Feel a little shoulder tilt, get that butt cheek going to your target.
We want to tell them what to do, not what not to do.
Right, yeah. That's particularly good with hitting.
Stop!
Another giant step back, giant step back. I'm gonna stick with some sideways drills. This next one, this is for kids that need to get off their backside, promotes a little athleticism. You're just sideways right here, just jump back and fire, that's it. Just jump back and fire. Jump back, forcing grip and fire. Ready, go, ready, go. Again, we are building athletes. We are building athletes. You are not building robots. We're not just going to throw, we're going to be throwing intentionally. Stop, hold the balls. All right, now we're going to start working on actual skills that will translate to actual infield footwork and play. All right, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to get in sort of our triangle posture right here. George, will you demonstrate? George is the lefty, he's weird, so I'm going to, it's going to be a little different. But what we're going to do is basically, you're going to start with the ball in the glove, just like this. Our ground ball form we're going to talk about in a moment. We're just replacing the feet. Our right foot comes to the left goes to our target. We're just going to be right here, right, left, fire, and then when you receive it, you throw down a tag. You throw down a tag. So we're not just getting work on the throwing end, we're actually working on a skill while we're receiving it as well. No one said that we can't get better at actually catching the baseball. Tagging is actually a skill. So what we want to do is that ball's coming, we want to get outside the baseball, intersect it, boom, right to the ground. George, can we demonstrate real quick? Ready, go. Boom, as fast as you can. So right here, That's it. So again, for righties, it's just 2 steps. Right, left, throw. That's it. Tag upon receive. Ready, go. Ready, go. Start in slow motion if you need. Right foot comes to where your left foot is. Left foot steps to your target. Tag upon receive. Tag upon receive. Slap that tag down. You want to borrow one of my gloves?
Got one.
I got one. Go grab it. It's green. It's under the. There's a bunch of them. It's green. It's under the table over there.
Okay.
Hey, Dad, you want to borrow one of my gloves? Yeah. Go grab one. There's there's a green bag right there. There's a bunch of gloves right there. Yep. Stop. Hold the balls. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. This one's probably best for 9 to 12-year-olds, but same type of thing. But this time we're going to start on the backhand, and when we receive it, we're working relay footwork. We're working relay footwork. It'll look like this. So I'll start backhand. Relay footwork. So we're starting backhand. Ball in the glove. Good. Now George teaches go to it. I teach go with it. It's a little just different. Go ahead, backhand. Boom, fake throw. Okay, so we're setting them up like it's a relay. Backhand right here. Good. George again is attacking it, but as that ball gets to you, you're sideways and you are moving with it. All right, so this is a backhand. Ready, go. Start with those fingers on the ground. Rake those fingers along the ground. Rake those fingers along the ground. Start moving those feet before that ball actually gets to you. Also, on the relay side, make sure you have hands up, so you're giving them a bit of a target. Stop, hold the balls, giant step backwards. All right, this next series is called the quarterbacking series. I just think this is fun, but I also think it's great for athleticism. We'll call the first ones, we just had a good Super Bowl, we'll call the first ones Tom Brady's, because he's a local guy. George likes the Packers. Sorry, buddy. All right, so these are Tom Brady's. These are fun for the kids. All right, so this is how you do it. Again, we're trying to build athleticism by having fun. Blue 42, motion, motion. So, hike, 3-step drop, plant the foot, fire. Ready, go, ready, go. I promise you the kids will have a blast, but they're also moving the feet. They're not just being robotic. Easy there, Pop. Try not to take another shuffle once you get that 3-step drop. It's just a plant of that right foot. It's a plant of the right foot. Stop, hold the balls. Another part of the quarterbacking series. Here's how this one works. George, you have a ball? All right, so John, yeah, that's good. So George is my partner right now. He's gonna give me a target right at the chest. I'm gonna stare at that target for a moment. I'm gonna pick out a seam inside of his glove. I'm going to visualize it. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to turn around. Now what's going to happen is George is going to say, ready, fire! I'm going to turn around, plant my right foot, and I'm going to hit him right in the chest. But I'm throwing it basically as hard as I can, like my hair is on fire. Woo! Woo! Ready, fire! Ah! Jesus! Ready, go! Oh, you guys sound good. Oh. Common flaw here, common flaw is kids turning opposite glove side. We want to teach them to turn glove side, glove side. Stop, hold the balls, giant step backwards, giant step backwards. Maybe 2 steps backwards. All right, next one's very similar, but it's just building upon it. This time I'm saying ready, fire. But again, we are building athleticism. We're forcing them to throw the baseball hard and just be athletic. This time I'm going to start with my back towards my target. I'm going to backpedal like this. Ready, fire! Boom. And just huck it. Turn around and huck it. All in one motion like your hair's on fire. Don't hurt me, George. Thank you. Ready, go! Make sure you get that back pedal, get that back pedal. Dads, don't hurt yourself. We need you guys for the season. Glove side, guys. We're always turning glove side. Stop, hold the balls, stop, hold the balls. By the way, this is all on your sheet. This is all on your sheet, so don't worry about memorizing it too much. I'll just say the last 2 quarterbacking drills I do, I call them the Russell Wilsons and the Pat Mahomes. Sorry if you got any fans. Pat Mahomes is this is the Russell Wilson. 3-step drop, plant to roll out, plant the feet and fire. Pat Mahomes, you guys all saw it. We're going opposite body right here. This is a ball that's going up the middle for a shortstop or in the hole deep for a second baseman. 3-step drop, roll out this way. Boom, right there. Okay, so you can work on those 2. Again, we're trying to turn them into athletes, build athletes, not robots. After we do some of that fun stuff, I typically like to take them out to their long toss. Okay, and the long toss, they're putting a lot of air under it. So as their arms, when we first start, their arms are not going to be ready for long toss. You're going to want to keep them probably 60 feet, but you're going to want to take it back about 15 feet or so every day. If we go out there, especially you majors and juniors coaches, and we're gassing their arms out, they're going to get hurt. So we got to make sure that we build them up to their long toss. So when you're ready for long toss, again, that's just fully far back. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to get anybody hurt. But on the long toss, it's really, you're just running up. George, you want to give a quick demo? You're just running up. You're picking up both legs. I like to pretend like there's a log rolling out their feet, and they got to jump over that log. Ready? Go ahead, George. Beauty. Oh, nice toss. All right, so that's that. The other thing that I like to do right before that is just regular sideways shuffles. You're just right here, glove hand in the middle of your chest, shuffle, 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 boom, and fire. Okay, we're not gonna go through it. All right, let's go ahead, let's bring it in. We're gonna go even with me. Going a little long on this, even with me right here. This is gonna be called the hours of the clock drill. Again, we're trying to build athletes, not robots. What we're gonna do right here is we don't actually always wanna be throwing always over the top. We need to teach them how to throw at all arm angles. They pick up the ball on the ground, they gotta get rid of it. Hours of the clock drill. Feet planted, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5. Notice nothing changes with your the only thing that changes is your shoulder depth. So if I'm throwing here at 1 o'clock, this is 2, this is 3. It's the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we're just gonna go all around the clock. 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and then after you get good at that, then you go to 1 foot. 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You go to the other foot. 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. All right, so that's a really good one to do. You also do it on the knees. We'll do it real quick for about 30 seconds. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah. Think about it like you're almost pulling a lawnmower, like you're pulling a lawnmower on those 4 and 5 o'clocks. All right, stop, hold the balls. Last thing we're gonna do, I always like to end with a little game or a challenge to end throwing. My favorite one is a quick toss competition. It's like a hot potato. You gotta get rid of the ball. Now, if you drop the ball or overthrow it, it does not count. Winners here are gonna get a pack of baseball cards, because that's how we do it. All right, so this next one, you're gonna have 1 minute on my clock. Whoever throws and catches the most amount of balls in a row in 1 minute wins. It'll look like this. Sorry. 2 hands at the chest, moving your feet. 2 hands at the chest, moving the feet. 1 minute on my clock. Count out loud. Count out loud. On your marks. Get set. Go. Move your feet. Transfer out front. Move your feet. Transfer out front. I'm seeing some athletes out here, folks. Looking good. Looking good. 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Keep the feet moving, keep it moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop, hold the balls. Raise your hand if you had more than one successful throw and catch. Good, you better all have your hands up. Keep your hands up if you have more than 5, more than 10, more than 20, more than 30. What do we have over here? 41? 31 is the number to beat. What'd you have? Oh, we got 2 winners. I'll hook you up with cards at the end of the practice. Nice job, nice job. Now, one skill I did not mention that I forgot is that on the receiving end, we work tags, we work relays. You could also work first base footwork. That's something that kids, they always default back to the wrong thing. I don't know why. They always default back to their wrong foot on the base. But as they're playing catch, you can just have them stride, obviously, with their glove side foot. All right, nice job, everybody. We're going to go back to the infield and start working on some infield stuff. All right, we're going to talk a little infield. Really fun position to coach at the youth level. Few keys before I start giving you a whole bunch of drills. There's a bunch of different steps and things that we want to be thinking about. It's the first step is sort of like the pre-pitch and the approach. There's the whole getting down to the ball, receiving it, transferring it, and getting rid of it. I'm going to walk you all through it just a little bit, but at the end of the day, there's one thing that we want to get them to do and to do properly. So if we can reverse engineer it and figure out what can we do to get them to do this one skill, that's all that we are after. The skill is this: right, left, catch, right, left, throw. If you can get all 12 of your kids on your team to do that, you're going to have a really good infielding team. Again, right, left, catch, right, left, throw. Few keys as an infielder. Common flaws I see. Kids getting down with a flat glove, just like this. We want to have the glove be a wall, not a ramp. By having the glove flat like this, we make the glove smaller. We have less surface area for that ball to hit the glove. We want to have it be almost perpendicular into the ground, fielding slightly left of the belly button, alligator hands on top with the ball in front of us. Okay? We want to be fielding the ball out front off our left foot. Those are some of the basics. We don't need to overcomplicate it. There's obviously a lot more to it. But I don't think we need to overcomplicate it too much. There's obviously a backhand and a forehand. We're going to go over that in just a moment. The thing that I always like to do, and they do this at the big league level also, is after they throw, they do what they call everydays. These are very non-taxing drills that are very COVID safe. Boys, I'm going to have you guys come over here. I'm going to walk you guys through our everyday set. And just like throwing, there's a whole different variations that you can do. Let's get, can you have one more? Want to come? So what we're going to do is the first progression here, we always start on a knee, on our knees. And this is kind of a gross little area right here, but for these, I always like to put my infielders at the edge of we're going to start on our knees. Our knees isolates our glove hand, our hands. We don't have to worry about our lower half. Again, we got to walk before we jog before we run. We got to go slow. So right here, I like to have it so our knees are at the edge of the grass and our glove is fielding out on the dirt. And this forces us to field it out front where we can see it. So boys, I'm gonna have you guys get a partner right here, and then one guy's gonna be with their toes facing him on that line right there, and the other guy's gonna be right here.
Like this?
Yep, right there, okay? It'll hurt your knees for a moment, but you'll be okay. All right, so go ahead, get on your knees. Now we do have 5, so that's kind of weird. All right, the first one we're gonna do, go ahead Marcello, take your knees, is we're just gonna start with our roll series. These are funnels. We wanna be athletic. You see Tom Brady, the GOAT, drop back. He has his hands at his chest. When we roll that ball on the ground, boom, just right here, we're funneling it into the chest. So boys, you're rolling back and forth, okay? Now, the other thing that we don't wanna do, boys, is we don't wanna be straight up like this. We wanna be right here, okay? Nose in the glove. I'll demonstrate with you, and we're just gonna be fielding it. Good, now we wanna have alligator hands out front. Boom, right here. Okay, good, awesome. Okay, nice far and out front, good. Rolling it along the ground. George, do you give some more balls? Good. All right, so this is the first one. These are called the funnels. Why don't you come right here? Come right here, and you roll both of them. All right, ready, go, ready, go. Right here, right here. Good, make sure that alligator hand's on top. Good, fielding it, awesome. You always wanna make sure that their butt is off their heels. Good. Alligator hands out front, awesome. Looking pretty good. General rule of thumb, if you're fielding the ball in the middle of the body, you're receiving it. You're receiving it. If you're fielding the ball outside the body, you're pushing through. You're going and getting it. You're shortening the hop. So this next one is gonna look like this. We're now gonna just be rolling the ball outside the body, so you're gonna angle the body just a little bit, so like face that sign right there, okay? And we're just gonna be working just like this, okay? And working through it, okay? Go ahead and roll it right here. Good. This next one is a push through forehand, outside the body. We wanna get kind of low right here, and we're just working through it. Now for the younger kids, their rolls are not very good, so you really gotta talk to them about proper feeds. Good, right here, one hand, good. Ready, go, ready, go. Now I like these, keep going. I like these because they're physically distant, they're non-taxing, and we do them about 5 to 7 minutes every day and work different progressions, and the kids get a ton of reps. They don't know it, but with every single rep, they're building better hands. If you go out to the Dominican, you see these kids doing this stuff all day long, and that's why they are so good. But they are building good hands. Now, as the kid gets older, if you're a juniors or majors coach, you can start working different types of tosses. There's sort of 3 different types of ground balls. There are snakes. Snakes are the ones that roll along the ground. There's the short hoppers, and there are the high hoppers. See the ball real quick? Snakes look like this. They're along the ground. Here you go. Short hoppers are like this, where they gotta go and get it. High hoppers are like this, where they pop up. You wanna try and give them looks at all 3. Next one, guys, we're gonna turn and we're gonna work backhand. On the backhand, I prefer their leg to be up, but it doesn't matter really. We just wanna get them low right here, sinking to see it, and we're just working backhand. The way I like to talk about the backhand is like, it's like the robot, right? Like, Same thing with the ball on the ground. It's just like this, it's just the robot. Right here, okay? Raking your fingertips along the ground, just like that. Again, middle of the body, we're receiving it. Outside the body, we're going and we're pushing through. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna go backhand rolls right here, guys. Backhand rolls. Good, 1 foot up. Is this Hunter, right? Naming? Asher, okay. Good, now make sure you put it. Now make sure you direct them to throw the balls outside of their foot. So switch your feet, You're gonna be facing that way. Yep, so facing that way, good. Good, and also in order to keep this safe and distant, I oftentimes like to put cones out where I want them to be, or spray paint. So there's a cone there, there's a cone there. That's really the first step is these on the ground, the roll series on the knees. Now, a few extra things that you can do, can I see the ball real quick? Is you can build in, once you get that down, give me a ball, you can build in, get into a power position, because most of the errors happen on the throws, so boom, right here. So working on the transfer and gets right there, good. And then the other way you can do it also is roll me another ball. On the 4-step pattern, it goes boom right here. Because sometimes when you field that ball and you have time, you're going to field it right here. So when you're doing your roll series, you can do the same thing. So let's work a tap right here. Good, perfect, very nice, good. Give me another roll right here. Right there. Good, awesome. All right, guys, stand up.
Oh, my knee.
All right, sorry, boys, give me the ball. All right, so you want to do the same thing. I would start with that for the first week or two on the knees, and then just without really having them do a lot of movement. But then the next part of this is the same type of thing, but just on our feet. Just on our feet. I'm not going to walk you through it, but again, it's the same type of deal. Watch out, guys, back up a little bit. Same, here you go. Boom, right here. And the other thing I like to do is I like to say, hey, we're going to have a competition of 60. And then they're focused, because if they're just doing it and going through the motions, that's not good enough sometimes. They're not down with that. But if you say, hey, look, we're going to have a competition of 60, they're kind of into it a little bit. So after you do the knee stuff, you get good with that, then you can progress to standing. All right, next one right here. Boys, I'm going to have you stand right here. Let's get one line right back over there. You can start this cone. Actually, let's go right here. Come right there. All right, as I mentioned, our goal is to get them to field the ball, oh boy, off their glove side foot, their left foot, and get to a right left. Here are a few of my favorite drills in order to get them to do that. This first one is called the flamingo drill. You know what, boys? Get back to how we just were, sorry. And we're going to stand up. We're just going to have them stand up like this, and as they roll, as they receive it, all they're going to do is just catch it like that. This builds rhythm and timing. I've seen big leaguers do the same thing. So let's do a quick demonstrate. So flamingo up. That's it. That's the only part of the drill. That's all we're trying to get them to do. Go ahead. Why don't you guys try it? Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Flamingo, left foot up, field it off your left foot. Good, but your right foot was up. Let's get your left foot up. Left foot starts up. Left foot starts up. Who are you throwing it to? Good. Perfect. So we want to time it up so that our foot and our glove are hitting the ground basically at the same time. So as that ball comes, it's boom right here. Okay. Good. Very nice over there. Very nice. Good. So make sure you guys give good rolls in the middle of the body. Now the other way to do this one is you can go toe up like this. Same type of thing. And the other way that I really like this for post receiving throwing is after you field it, boys, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to get to a power position. All right, so it'll look like this. Field it right here and then right left. You guys got it? All right, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Good, so replace your foot right there, Asher. So your right foot comes to your left foot. Let's see. Good, good, but then after we field it, boom, field it right here, right, left, okay? Good, right, left, beautiful right there. Good, hey guys, let's go, let's have you right here. Let's have you guys right here. Let's go one line at the red cone. Can I get a dad right here just catching the ball for a second? Let's see if, we're gonna do the flamingo drill right now, but we're gonna make a throw. Can you just, yeah, right there is good, right there is good. All right, I'm gonna roll it to you. I want you to catch it right here, okay? Right, left, and throw it, okay? Ready, here we go. Left foot up, left foot up. Higher, 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 good. Oh, not bad. Just gain a little bit more ground with that right foot. Left foot up. Beautiful, that's perfectly done right there. Here we go, left foot up. Good. Left foot up. Good, a little soon, right? So you saw the timing was off right there. He's a little early. This is a timing and rhythm drill. Left foot up. Good, good. We need a little better power step. All right. Now you could also do this on the backhand side, okay? Right here, step down, shuffle and go, or the other way, where you're just trying to get them some rhythm. All right, this next one is, I'm running low on time, so I'm just gonna do one or two more. This next one is one of my favorites. This is the over the line drill, boys. What they're gonna do on this is you guys are gonna start right here, is this gets them to take proper angles to the ball, which is super important. So what we're gonna do right here is pre-pitch. I'm gonna be throwing a ball on the line. You boys right here, you're gonna come around right here, field it on the line, and then throw it moving over the line, okay? So it's forcing them to take proper angles, what we call a banana curve, around the ball. So you guys ready? I'm gonna go one at a time. You'll be catcher. So we're just rolling the ball up the line. So guys, also our pre-pitch, we didn't go over this, is just right, left, all right? Here we go, right, left. Beautiful, very nice. All right, next guy, right, left. Good, good, get on the other side of the line. Good, make sure you break down your feet a little better right there. Good, hey, so you were running through right there. We want to make sure we get to right here. Right here, okay, here we go. Good, now same thing, you can do the same thing on the backhand. I'm gonna throw the ball up the line. You wanna take a proper angle it and throw it, and I want you to follow your throw a little bit. After you throw it, I want you to sort of move with it so you get more momentum going on your throw. So we're going backhand right here. On the line, here we go. Good, so this is a backhand. I'll put it outside the line a little bit. Here we go, backhand. Okay guys, we'll work on that. So this is a backhand, you think you got it? Here you go. Good, follow your throw, follow your throw, follow your throw, good. Backhand right here, you ready? Here we go. Last one. All right, let's do this. I'll just do one or two more. I'm running a little low. This is a dry drill. Forcing proper angles. Let's have you do it right here. On this one right here, this is a dry drill. We want to take banana curves to the ball. Start here, okay? Pre-pitch, come around, field and throw, come back. Same thing, get around it, field and throw, same thing right there. After they get good with that, then you can actually roll them next to the cones as well. So it's forcing them to do all three. All right, you want to try one? Yes, I want to see a banana curve around there. Ready to go? Good, now you're fielding it on your right foot. We want to field off our left. Field it off your left right here. Much better. Nice job. This next one looks like this. This is the last one I have time for. Come right here. Some of the boys I don't like to use the term charging the baseball anymore. I like more of approach. If you use the term charging, they tend to run too fast. They're running through it. They're not breaking down. This one, I want you to approach the baseball. I want to field it in this circle right now. Then when you throw it, I want you to leave the circle. Okay, so you got to break down inside the circle. Dad, why don't you back up just a few steps? Ready, go. Good, now we just got to do a better job. So on that one, he didn't really break down. We want to get to right here, all right? So let's see you, come up a little more. I feel it, break down, break down. Good. Awesome, you could do that with cones too. You could also do ones for guys that charge it way too much. You could have them start in here, come over here. You could have them start in the middle of the square and you say, hey, I just want you to chop the feet, field it in here, then leave the square. All right, so chop the feet a little bit, field it in there, now leave the square or the circle. Good, awesome. All right, that's all I got time for on that. George, you want them out there with you real quick? Just spread out. Hitting. All right, we're gonna go over some hitting stuff. First things first, it all starts with our stance and how they set up to the plate. We want to ensure that they're doing it correctly. And it starts from the bottom up. Okay, we want to teach them how to dig in, back foot, front foot, measure up. Now, a great way to teach the 6 to 10-year-olds is have them lay their bat down at the tip of the plate right here and have them put their front foot at the knob. This is a great way for them to measure up, like so. They could also bend down and just tap, but sometimes they'll be like this and sometimes they'll just be right here. That's a pretty good way for the younger kids. Now again, Back foot, front foot, check your feet. Okay, we always want our heels wider than our toes. I see it all the time where their toes are wider than their heels. It's very hard to drive off that backside if we have our back foot open. So we want to have this closed off. If anything, we want this toe facing the back part of the plate so that when we load up, we can drive forward. With our hands, we want to be holding the bat not in our palms right here, which is how most kids will default to. This will cause your hands to sting, it hurts. We want to be holding it right in these fingers right here. Okay, just like this. Okay, not deep in the palms. We want to be nice and loose and whippy. And the other thing with the hands, the way that I like to teach it, is we want to make sure that we're not crossing over like this. If we're right here, what's going to happen is they're going to roll those hands over on ground balls. They're just not going to be able to stay through it. We want to make sure they flatten out and that these door-knocking knuckles, there's door-knocking knuckles, the ones that you would knock on a door with, those are lined up. It's actually more like these, yeah, it's like these, not these knuckles right here. We want them lined up. And what we want to do is you can have them stick out their fingers like so. If their fingers are making a TP or they're straight, that is proper. We don't want their fingers to be crossed over. That means that they're going to be rolling over too much and they're not going to be able to stay palm up, palm down through contact. Few other keys. Again, dig in, back foot, front foot. What I like to teach as far as where the hands goes, I like to have them rest the top part of their handle on their shoulder right here. And all you ask them to do is just rise up. That's it. Just rise up. So the handle stops about right here, rest it on your shoulder, just rise up. Now, all kids are different. All kids are starting from a different spot. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's a pretty good baseline for you to start at. Other things with the swing. It's really important that we understand the physics of the swing. This is actually probably one of the most important things to understand. The pitch, George, is coming in at a 6 to 14 degree decline. For the kids that throw a little bit slower, maybe like 14 to 16. If we want to hit the ball and hit it in the air, if it's coming in like this and we're going to get on top of the ball by chopping at it, where's that ball going to go? Where's that ball going to go if we're swinging down on the ball? It's going to go right down to the ground. So I don't know where this whole thing about chopping wood, chopping down on the ball ever came into play. It's just a really big, commonly mistaught thing. We don't want to swing choppy. Do we want to swing like this? Or do we want to swing with a little bit of loft? Well, the physics says in order to get backspin in the ball and hit it in the air, we want to get at least level on plane with the pitch. So if the ball is coming at, let's say, a 10-degree decline, our swing, we want it to match the plane. So we want to get it on plane right back here. Go ahead and start your swing. We want to get him on plane right here so that if he catches the ball deep in the zone, this is a hit. 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 Because he's working the same plane of the pitch. Why this is important is because your kids are going to match up their bat path, their attack angle, with the level of the pitch. Meaning, if we are throwing batting practice and we're throwing it like this, well, what was the angle of the ball there? It's probably like 30 degrees. So what is their swing going to start doing? They're going to start dropping the shoulder and uppercutting. Okay, and we do want a little bit of uppercut. We don't want to swing flat. We don't want to swing down. We want to be right here, have a little bit of a hinge, and work up like this, because I want your kids to hit bombs and doubles. We should train them all to hit for power now, and then we'll dial it back a little bit later. I hope that made sense about the physics of it, because I do think it's important. We also, when we're swinging, we're always aiming for we're trying to undercut the center part of the ball. That's how we get backspin. So we're working up under it. This is a hit, this is a hit, this is a hit. But if we're coming choppy, we have to catch the ball perfect. We have to catch the ball perfect in order to square it up. We got to get the ball on plane. Okay. Can I get one volunteer? Why don't you come on? Few other things. Go ahead, step up. We got to teach the kids how to hit off the tee. Oftentimes it's actually not taught. You a lefty? Woo, look at you. I like it. So with hitting off the tee, you typically want their front foot even with the front part of the tee. Simple as that. Now, if you want them to work on hitting the ball inside and getting extended out front, you're going to want to move that tee up here. If you want to have them hit the ball up the middle, you want it sort of middle. If you want to have them drive the ball away, you're going to put it like that. Here's the contact points. If we have time, we'll go over that later. Inside, middle, away. So I'm going to do a real live lesson, if you will. I figure that's the best way to do it. And I'll show you. I'm just going to check out his swing and let you know what I see. And I'm going to go to the drill library, which you now have on your sheet of paper right here. And I'm going to fix them up. Let's see what you got. All right, he's got a pretty good swing. The first thing that I would say right now is that we're just a little too upright right here. Okay, I like to see you get a little bit wider. All right, so the first thing I'm going to have you do right now is we'll just do a bit of a bucket drill. Well, I'll just have you sit on the bucket for a second. Nice wide base. Stand up, load and swing. And then, yep, stand up. Good, but it's more of a stand up, rack and fire. So we're trying to keep you in your legs a little bit more. Good. I also want you to stride out a little further with your front side right here. Okay, so after we stand up, step and go. Okay. Very nice. Good. Same thing. Very nice. Good. Name again? What was your name again? So Henry is a little flat also with his shoulders. I just picked that up. So I'm going to show you a nice little pool noodle drill that I probably should have started with that I really like. It also is good for working on your lower half, which is also a big part of it. Everything starts with the lower half. We got to build on a sound foundation. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you pick up your bat. Good. And you're going to plant it up against your chest just like this. Good. And what we're looking to have you do is, again, we're not rotating on this axis. We're not rotating on this axis. It's not a pole going from our head out to our butt. Okay, we're going to have a pole, if you look at it through here, going this way, out through our butt that way, and then we're rotating right here, and this is how we get that positive attack angle. All right, so do that again, but I want you to work here. So do that again. Good. I want you to get under here. Try and get under this. Good. Go ahead again. Get under this. Good, but I want you to kind of hold your finish there, okay? Freeze, freeze. Stiffen out this front side. Stiffen out this front side. Good. Drive that back knee right here. Okay, good. Awesome. Stiffen out this front side again. Stiffen, stiffen, stiffen. Good. All right, reset. Go again. Okay. Good. Good, but again, it's just the shoulders turning it. Okay. Again. Good, but keep this planted up against the chest. Good. Load back. Good, but that's flat, right? Remember, we want to work. Yes, we want to work here. Okay, try it again. Good. Now finish with that back side. Finish with the back side. Stiffen out this side. Good. Finish your turn. Good. Again. Reset. Work under it. Good. Again. Good. Awesome. All right. Good. So now we have that. Now the other thing I like to talk about here is what I call the Bernstein principle. You don't need to know much about the swing, but if you set up the environment and you give them an outside external goal, then their bodies are going to organize themselves to accomplish the task. So again, he's swinging pretty flat right now. He's not getting too much load right now. So what I want you to do right here is I always like to give him a target right here to work towards. If you give them a target to work towards and they're hitting the balls in the ground, they're going to start to fix themselves. They're like, oh, what do I got to do to hit the ball over this? Sometimes if a kid is hitting the ball into the ground, I'm just going to say, hey, just hit it over. You have permission to hit it over the screen right here. And then that forces them to really get up under it. All right, let's see a few swings. I want you to try and hit the ball at this seam right here. Good. Now really rotate that backside. Explode that backside. Good. Little wider base. Okay, all right, little wider base. Good. Good. Remember, still, let's keep that good angle right here, and let's work up right here, okay? The way that you put the ball on the tee matters. There's a few different ways to do it. For someone like Henry, who's a little flat, getting on top of it, I would put the ball on the tee like this, and I would have him hit this bottom seam right here. Bottom seam right here. If a kid is getting way too under it, I would put the ball on the tee like this, and I would have him hit this fat part of the ball right here. All right, let's work for this bottom seam right here. Good. Good. Now look at your feet. So one other thing I always like to have kids do is have them reverse engineer. So take a swing and freeze upon finish right here. Freeze upon finish. Freeze. Good. Okay. So this is a little too narrow. Okay. Where we want to be is we want to be right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's spread this out a little bit. Good. Stiffen out this front side. Good. Now just bring those hands around. Bring those hands around the other side. Up. Other side. Good. Good. Keep your lower half the same. Keep your lower half the same. Good. Keep that fire. Keep that fire. Good. So what I'll do from here, because this is very difficult for kids, many kids will be right here. They're bending out. Have them start driven, and then you can just throw them some soft toss and have them throw the hands, just like that. Bend that back knee out a little bit more. Good. Stiffen out the front side. Hands back. Hands back. Good. Trying to hit the ball up here. Okay, here we go. Good. That's okay. Drive that back knee. Drive that back knee. Good. Notice his lower half. This is a really good looking lower half right now. It's far better than what it was. Okay, so we're just getting to feel what it's like. I'm not even worried about what's happening with the ball. I just want to have him feel what it's like with that lower half. Good. Again, not worried about the ball. Good. All right, stop. Nice job, dude. These are tough drills, buddy. A few other of my favorite drills before I move on. I'm kind of not giving hitting as much due as I would like. Henry, just take a step aside for a second. I'll just give a few of my other favorite ones that combine a whole bunch of different skills. First off, I really enjoy this drill right here because it works on a number of different things. You start with your feet stacked up over your hands stacked up over your feet. All you're going to do from right here is you're going to stride out and get those hands back. What this does is it creates separation between our hands and our front hip. It's almost like we're stretching a rubber band, building tension. You see my shirt crinkle. Watch my shirt crinkle right there. And then from there, we take our hack. Let's see, I'll try not to hurt myself here. So you start further back, boom, launch position right here, take a hack, okay? And I like to have them freeze. Freeze, get in that launch position, take a hack, okay? That one's really good. Other ones I like to do are Happy Gilmores. This one's similar. It creates a little positive momentum. You're going to be right here, left foot in front, right foot strides out, take a hack. Again, it's forcing you to separate your hands from your lower half. So it's boom right here, hands go back, separation, shirt crinkle. Other good ones. Kid is hitting way too many balls in the air. Work high tee, have him hit the ball on the ground. That's gonna flatten him out. So right here, let's say he's just uppercutting, he's missing under the ball, have him right here, high tee. Could also work low tee. You can work hours of the clock where they go high outside, middle outside, low outside, low middle, middle middle, high middle, and you can move around the tee. Let me think, what are some common flaws? Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it. Let's get one more hitter over here. Clap it up for Henry. Clap it up for Henry. I'll just give you one other drill that I really like for getting on plane. This is my favorite drill, primarily with older kids, but youngers can do it too. We talked about how we want to get on plane very deep. We want to get on plane right here, so if our timing's off just a little bit, we can still drive it that way. The best way to do this is one of my favorite drills, it's called the open stance drill. Okay, again, it's forcing you to pick up the ball and get on plane deep at your back, sort of your back hip. So you're just going to be right here, load back, and fire. Okay, so again, it's forcing us to get on plane with the pitch deep and get up under it. Okay, it's a tough drill. God, there's so much more, but I just don't have time. I'll just say one last thing with hitting. Not all kids need hitting instruction. Some of the kids are going to have really good swings, and we just don't want to mess them up too much more. So I'll see a kid with pretty good swing, maybe a tweak or two, and all I'm trying to do is just build some more athleticism into his swing, some adjustability. So I'm going to give him different types of pitches high, low, inside, outside. I'll work some soft toss, right, where I'm going, some balls will be higher, some balls will be straight at him. I'm going to have him do some jump backs. I'm going to do lots of different things for him to be athletic. Steve, will you bring me that thing of sandballs right there? I'll just give you one thing that's kind of my new favorite. I like these more than wiffle balls, and trust me, I still use wiffle balls all the time. I think these give better feedback. Their sandballs are about 16 ounces. You can get them on Amazon for pretty cheap. They're maybe like 3-4 balls a pop. I like this because it gives you better feedback on your swing, because if you don't hit the ball or go try to hit the ball in the air, it's just going to go right into the ground. So George, will you just like hit a few out here just to see him, show him what it's like to. So I like to do these when we're giving soft toss, we always want to be about 45 degrees. We don't want to be to the side right here. It's harder for them to see it. Just hit it right up there. And so on soft toss, we're right here. And then on soft toss, we always want to make sure we start the ball just like this, come down, and then come up. Reason being, they're going to get their load or their negative move on this. So we got to give quality reps. Just like we're not going to throw rainbow BP, okay? We don't want to just give them bad reps. So I'm right here. Good. So that ball's right in the ground. Let's get under it. Good. So he's a little flat right there. So he's got to work up under it. Thank you, Coach George. That's all I got time for with hitting. We may have some more time in the after this. Whew. All right, team games. So again, 30 minutes at the front, catch play, base running warm-up, connect with them. 30 minutes or so in the middle. This is a template. You can mess with it how you want. Ground balls, pop flies, hitting instruction. I always like to end with a team-style game. Some of the types of things you can do. We have this game. It's a camp game. It's called Around the Horn. It forces kids to back each other up and forces them to play catch. You also work on hitting. Here's how it works. I wish I had time to demonstrate. You can have 6 kids hitting, 6 kids on defense. They hit a ball off the tee wherever they want. They need to run from first to second to third to home before the defense throws the ball from first to second to third to home. For every base that they get to, they get a point. Have a coach with a clipboard, have them tally points, hit through all 6 guys, then the other team hits all 6 guys. So it's forcing them to play catch and to back each other up. It's a really good one we like to call Around the Horn. Another camp-style game, which is just fun, but it forces them to take really good quality reps, is a game called Zombies and Survivors. With the 6 to 9 or 10-year-olds, I would give them 2 swings. With the older kids, just 1 swing. There's sort of a line up against the fence right there, physically distanced apart, and they have 1 or 2 swings to hit a line drive, hard hit ball in the air. If they hit the ball in the air, they're a survivor. They go to the back of the line. If they do not hit a line drive or a hard hit ball, they're a zombie. They go into the field, but then if they catch a ball that's hit in the air, they catch it on a fly, they are back in the game. Last man standing wins. Baseball card, pack a big league chew, whatever you want to do, or no prize at all. For the winner, it gets really intense. It's really fun. That's called Zombies and Survivors. There's 18 outs in a Little League game. These are team challenges to end the game. You can just be at the plate. You can have them talk situations. They got to get 18 outs in a row. Perfect plays. It's a challenge. If they get that, maybe we'll do pizza or whatever. Just challenge them. Doesn't matter. Pop fly priority. Okay, pop fly priority is something that gets overlooked all the time too. You could probably just throw them up, or one of the things that we use a lot of, even just for hitting ground balls, is the tennis racket and tennis balls. You could actually even hit baseballs with a tennis racket. So if your arm hurts and you don't want to have to be throwing stuff, just boom, right here, you can hit some pop-ups. I've sometimes had to coach alone and I need to get the kids reps. I'll just have this tennis racket right here. I'll have half a group there throwing to second base, half a group there throwing to first base, and I'm just whacking balls with the tennis racket. They're getting tons of reps in a very short amount of time. Tennis racket is a great teaching tool. Moon ball. There's a bunch of soccer balls in there. This is fun. Hitting sand balls or soccer balls is really good for their swings because they really got to get to the point of contact and work through it. If they hit a deflated soccer ball and it goes right into the ground, we know that they were too choppy. It really forces strong hands. So moon ball is basically a scrimmage, but you throw it with a soccer ball. Again, I wouldn't do that all the time, but it's something fun to keep them into it, and it's also probably good for those young ones who are having trouble making contact. 4 versus 4 versus 4 scrimmage. You can do kids off a tee or you can do coach pitch. I really wouldn't do in practice kid pitch unless you're getting close to game ready, but you can split up into teams of 4 and you could do a bit of a scrimmage, but I would reset and make sure that you talk situations every single play. For you 6 to 10-year-old coaches, your job, especially during the game or anything situation, is what's the situation? What's the situation? Just constantly. I mean, we've gotten to the point where we just blow a whistle. George says situation, it just gets annoying. We have fun with it, but you got to constantly be talking situations. Lasers. We do this with, you get the tennis balls real quick. We do this with tennis balls, but you could also do it with balls, but you'll have half your team down this side of the field, half your team on that side of the field. I'll have a tennis racket and tennis balls, and I'm whacking them at the kids. And they need to do everything they can. They got to back each other up to hopefully field the ball cleanly, but they got to keep the ball from hitting the outfield grass or this grass right here, and they got to keep it in their square. So I'm literally back here with balls, and I'm just, boom, whacking it at them. And they got to field it cleanly, and if they do field it cleanly, they get to make a throw, and they could throw the ball into the net, and they would get points if they did that. So again, these are just fun things to do at the end of practice. I'm coming up on time right now. I'm going to go ahead and create a break right here. I'm going to stay after and I can continue. I can answer some questions. There's a lot of stuff I didn't go over. In this extra 30 minutes or so, we can go over some pitching. We can go over some mental game stuff, double plays realized, first and third plays, catching, under-taught skills like tags, sliding, on-deck circles, how to wear a pitch properly, which is a big thing, and then what is success at the plate. I hope you guys got out of a lot out of today. It was tough in 90 minutes to get through a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff here. It's not too in-depth. I encourage you to look through the Google Drive that I sent out as well. If you have questions or need clarification on any of this stuff, please let me know. YouTube, Twitter, even TikTok are all great places for you guys to get ideas for your teams. Just go on Twitter, look up baseball drills. Go on YouTube, look up drills, spend 15 minutes, and you can get lots of good stuff. It's a really good resource. So I hope you guys got something out of it today. I hope you guys have a really awesome season. I know I didn't talk about too much COVID stuff, but as you can see, look, if they have their masks on, you have the sanitizers, you have your Campfire circles, and you're leveraging spray paint and cones as much as possible and keep your head on a swivel, your kids are going to be safe. We haven't had, to my knowledge, any transmission of the virus in 8 months during our program. 0. We had one kid who picked it up at school, came, didn't transmit it to anybody else. At the end of the summer, 2 days after camp, I got a message from a mom. Camper had COVID. He was at camp with COVID. Traveled, but he was at camp with COVID for an entire week. Not one other kid got it. Not one other kid got it. So we can keep our kids safe. We can keep our community and families safe. We gotta do the little things and control the controllables, like we talked about, the masks, the distancing, and the sanitizers. Create that plan with your coach. Make sure you see eye to eye with him about how you're gonna do it, and just get after it. Guys, thank you for coming. Have an awesome season. Feel free to use me as a resource. Yep. Questions, comments, anything you'd like me to go over more?
Go over like fundamentals of like pitching for the coaches that are doing coaching themselves for the first time.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of really good basic ones.
No, I want to keep them all right here. You want to go over a little bit of pitching, Steve? I'll have George help me on it. I'll talk about some of the stuff for, real quick before I go, I was over at Getz yesterday. I was telling him I was doing a coach's clinic, and I gave him this idea. I said, basically, they're making a deal for bow nets, and these tees, I love these tees. They're great for grass. Feel free to grab a flyer. I'm not making any money off it. Go over there, and you can get your stuff. So there's flyers over there to get some stuff from Getz Brothers. We're talking pitching right now. Grab that pitcher's rubber right over there, I think. A lot of the pitching stuff, like, we got to get them good at throwing before they can pitch. If they can't really throw well, they can't really pitch. So if we want to get them pitching, we got to get them throwing right. But I'll just say a few things for me when teaching youth how to pitch is, first off, I like to do a little bit more I like to go from the stretch a lot, because if they have too much from the windup, there's just more places for their pitching to break down if you have more moving parts. For instance, if they're stepping back like this, they really got to gather up. I really like to teach them, hey, looking in to get the sign, foot up against the rubber, come and set right here. When we come set, I want this front foot in front of our back foot, meaning if I were to place my foot right here up against my back foot, I want the heel of my front foot inside in the middle part of my back foot. This makes it so I can stay closed longer. So you're going to come set right here. And what I like to teach kids, because you want them to get closed, is there's an imaginary string from your knee to your hands to your shoulders. Your first move is boom, right here. That gets them where they need to be, loading up inside the inside part of their back leg, and from right there, it's just boom. If you can get that down, your kids are going to be in a good spot, but it does take a little bit of body control, but that's typically the way that I like to get kids started pitching, and then obviously adjust from there. And this starts your whole pre-pitch routine. Maybe it's the top of the flagpole. Maybe it's your shoelaces. I like to give the kids, and I like to have them stare at their barrel. This starts your pre-pitch routine. The reason why we do this is that we want to get them to feel confident. It's just like when Steph Curry steps up to the line to shoot free throws, he does the same routine. I think he does like one bounce right here. He's chewing on his little mouth guard, and he takes a shot and he drains it. The same way that he practices it over and over again with nobody in the gym, he'll do the same thing when the championship is on the line and you got 5 million people watching. It's the same thing. So you're building confidence and routine and consistency. So what we want to have is anchor, deep breath, positive affirmation. Okay, so anchor starts it, deep breath relaxes you, drops your cortisol levels, and then positive affirmation, something that you want to do. Again, I think this is really under-taught and very important at the majors, maybe even the minors level. Before you step in the box, clear yourself, deep breath, find your focal point, positive affirmation. I'm gonna freaking rip it. Right back at his head. You got this, David, okay? And then I put him on cones and I have him practice it. All right, sorry, long answer. Yes?
Hey, so I'm trying to wait. A lot of ways to solve it. The kids would step in the bucket when they're...
Put a bucket, put something back there.
Just
Put something
back there, or a bucket.
Put something back there. You know, you're gonna get the kid that does that. Just put something behind it So if he steps in it, he's gonna knock it over. The other thing that you could do is, again, you could do these ones, boom, right here, or you could do these ones and really get them to step in. Or what I really like to do if they're stepping in the bucket is give them offset front toss. So, George, I want to do an offset front toss drill real quick. So offset front toss would just be, will you just flip me some balls from like right over there? So if we're in the cage down over there, you know, we typically throw straight at him, right? But if he's throwing straight at me, I could definitely step out and still make contact. But if he's throwing it from this angle, I have to step into it. Just go underhand. So yeah, just boom right here. Like I have to step into it. I can't even make contact if I step out. So just have it come in from this angle, so he has to sort of step into the ball. Does that make sense? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Woo! Other questions? Are there other common flaws? I can give you drills that address particular flaws too.
What about when they sort of half-arm the throw? Kind of just, you know, how do you get them to really like
That goes back into catch play, right? So if catch play, we start emphasizing all those things, those little things like you're talking about, all right? It'll become second nature when they're doing it on the field. Their body will just naturally do it, right? And if you see them doing that, then we go back to practice and we work more on that catch play in particular routine, right? And it goes in hand to hand with the drill of freeze and then throw, right? So those are big drills, freeze and then throw. That really emphasizes that ball getting into that slot.
Some of the stuff I'll do with some of the younger kids is we didn't do over knee drills. This is pretty common. I've kind of gotten away from the throwing off a knee drill, but you could do ones with the 6 to 8 year olds where ball starts on the ground right here and you actually have them drag it past their back knee, so they got to come fully around, and then when they throw it, you can have them plant their chest on their knee right here, so it really forces them to be boom, I'm going to throw it against the wall. So it's, yeah, and you don't have to do this whole thing, that's just the progression, but boom right here, close off, boom, and then have them plant their chest on their knee. It's more like you're not trying to tuck it, it's more like you're bringing your chest to your glove. Hopefully that helps a little bit. The other thing is you can work drills where you just kind of have them field and throw it, and they just got to follow their ball, or even go like have them run to first base and then catch a ball there. Hope does that help a little bit?
Yeah, it helps.
What do you typically see? Just kids just babying it? Yeah.
It's almost like they're throwing like off arms.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just an effort thing too. They're just kind of lazy. They're just like, you know? Gotta just.
It's a lack of effort thing too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna get those kids that just, you know, mom, dad, sign me up.
By the way, if you want to save your back, these are $50. These ones are $30 on Amazon. They help a ton. I don't coach without these things. It just makes it so I don't have to bend over all the time. Other questions? There's got to be something. There's got to be something.
Go ahead.
How do you keep their feet going and come to the plate? They're all about the same size. Do you put a mat with like sequins on it or something?
Where to have their feet when they step up to the plate?
You don't have to repeat it every single time?
You know, I've actually thought of like trying to invent something for that, like a special mat. You know, if you have a, yeah, you can use spray paint. Spray paint is good, but if you have like a mat in a cage, you could put down tape. I've seen paint sticks, like, you know, sticks that will stir paint, and you could have them, you know, have a paint stick here, and you want to have them stride to that paint stick. But I would use spray paint. That's probably the best thing. And then obviously teach them about measuring up. You know, this whole thing is good. Hopefully they'll get it down. The other thing that I like to do is put everybody on cones and have them go through that pre-pitch routine that I talked about. So we'll do it actually in our campfires, and I actually have them go through their deep breath, focal point, and positive affirmation, and then go ahead and measure up, and then we'll go around as coaches and we'll make sure that they're proper distance from the plate. It's just something that they'll need a lot of reminders of, but hopefully by mid-season they get it down. Yeah. Good? All right, sounds good.